Hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about stuff. We're going to be talking about the coins in the cryptocurrency market that I am currently excessively bullish on. A lot of interesting things on the list, especially after the last couple of weeks. We have seen a tornado, giant firestorm of activity happening within our markets. The first thing on the list is actually multiple coins. They are Polygon, Sandbox, and Decentraland's Nano. Why? Despite the egregious lawsuit that the US SEC currently has going on against Binance and Coinbase within the United States, I am stressing that. It's because these coins exist outside of the United States. Blockchains are global. Polygon has an enormous amount of partnerships. I'll try to have it popping up somewhere on the screen so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. I think the fear that a lot of people have because of the lawsuit against Binance and Coinbase is completely overblown, and people are once again forgetting how many partnerships these coins actually have, especially Polygon. Polygon is one of the most popular coins right now that we have on the planet. It is the scaling solution for Ethereum that we've been waiting a number of years for, as it currently appears that the next Ethereum upgrade that we've been hearing about, called Cancun, I think, will not have the hundreds of thousands of transactions per second that have been promised. People will still be relying heavily on Polygon. It is going to continue to be a thing. It is being used by multiple other players around the world, and while some of its usage within the United States might diminish, I also doubt it. It is going to remain a popular coin. Same exact thing for Decentraland and Sandbox. For those of you who missed it, Apple just showed their gigantic Metaverse headset thing that they are going to be launching. This is the beginning of the advent of the Metaverse for the rest of the world. If you have not paid attention to how Apple works over the course of the last 15 years, everything that they release, other companies end up mimicking. It is going to happen. Every company by the end of this year is going to have a release date similar to Apple for their brand new headset. A lot of these we've seen before from other countries already trying to integrate blockchain systems, and at some point we are going to see a company, probably Facebook or something, launching a metaverse on one of these things. If it takes off, everyone's going to do the exact same thing. If Apple's thing works out and we have other companies and apps that you can just simply download onto it that put you into a metaverse, they're all going to take off. It is extremely obvious, at least from my vantage point, as I keep looking at this market. I was so excited when that Apple thing launched, not because it was $3,500. It's because I know that this is the literal beginning of everyone getting into the metaverse and to this AR, VR space. It's simply going to be a thing, and we're going to have to kind of basically live with it. Polygon, Sandbox, and Decentraland, I'm extremely bullish on despite any price drops. For me, the price drops are annoying and I get quite frustrated, but they also equate into, for me, a buying opportunity, because I look at the prices and I'm like, there's no way that this coin is staying this low. Next on the list is XRP. We've been here before. We've spoken about this thousands of times. It has to do with the lawsuit ending. We had rumors about a week and a half or 2 weeks ago that the lawsuit might be done, and XRP rose by like 15-20%. It just kept on going up off of the rumor that it was going to be ending. I mentioned this before on my other channel, The Modern Investor. I think Ripple has a win-win regardless of what happens. That might sound insane. If they lose the lawsuit to the SEC, all that happens is Ripple, the company, then has to register with the SEC, and any products that they offer then have to basically be signed off by the SEC for regulatory clarity, what have you. They have to go through the system. Cryptocurrency exchanges already do this. If we find out that XRP gets deemed to be a security, the price will drop until people realize this coin is now the most regulated coin in the cryptocurrency space. It can then legally be used by banks and institutions, and there's no question about it. There's no question of its legality, what it can or cannot do. It is regulated. It goes through the SEC. And this is what banks and institutions have wanted for a very long time in order to enter the cryptocurrency space. The other side is they actually win the lawsuit, and then there's not even remotely a question as to them no longer being a security. And then guess what? All the companies who were using them before can start using them once again. These 7 crypto exchanges who delisted them, there's no longer a question. They can all relist this coin. This is also the issue that we have right now with Coinbase and Binance. The SEC is alleging that a number of coins on their platform are unregistered securities. The key word here is unregistered. If you are registered with the SEC, it is fine for you to be on a cryptocurrency exchange. If Ripple loses the lawsuit and they have to register XRP with the SEC, it is still a win for them because the coin can legally then be listed everywhere. You know where securities are also listed? On the NASDAQ, on the New York Stock Exchange. Yeah, see, it's a win-win for them, whatever happens. It's just crypto public sentiment usually doesn't know where to put these feelings. So if you hear that someone has lost a lawsuit, everyone completely loses their minds. It's a gigantic silver lining for them if they actually lose. They are forced to become regulated, and they are then regulated for life. If they win the lawsuit, it's on. This coin is going to $10, $15, $20 nearly overnight. So there's no longer a question in my head as to what the outcome is going to be for Ripple and or XRP. Both ways are a win for the company. The only loss is that Ripple, the company, has spent around $200 million in legal fees, which I'm sure they're not too happy about. The lawsuit will end at some point, and regardless of what the decision is, it's a win for Ripple and for XRP. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's basically how it is. Number 3 is OMI or Ecomi. We've been here before. It has to do with the Metaverse, Apple's keynote, you name it. I don't know. I'll try and find a photo if I can. I'll have it pop up here as well. There was an image of people saw the exact images of some of the VV NFTs on the Apple keynote when Disney announced they were also going to be partnering for the new headset stuff as well. And a lot of people in the OMI VV space completely lost their minds on Twitter when they saw the actual. I think it was a Mickey Mouse. I think it was a Mickey Mouse that popped up, and everyone was like, "Okay, maybe there's a connection there." I think, despite the current bear downtrend that we find ourselves in across all markets, NFTs are still doing really well. If you're not in the NFT market, you may not know or may simply not care. Fair enough. But they're still selling. People are still buying them. They're still selling out every time that they actually have a launch. And I think this is a very good indication. It's kind of like whenever there is a bear market and we have a lot of coins that disappear, they're no longer in the news. Look at what's still innovating, what's still building, what's still around. Over the course of a 2-year bear market, prices are going down. If people are still using your coin, if you still have tons of energy and tons of momentum, and OMI isn't listed on any major exchange. It's only listed on I think 3 smaller exchanges. People have been asking me how to get OMI. One of the easiest ways is through MetaMask. The Ethereum internet extension, you can swap for OMI. There's how a lot of people around the world have been doing it. OMI's momentum is really good. There are a lot of people who are really into it. And this is before. They're not listed on Gemini. They're not listed on Coinbase. They're not listed on Binance. They're not listed on Kraken. They will be. I personally believe, I have no contact with the people from VV. The reason why I believe it is not on any major crypto exchange is because they're probably working with regulators as much as possible to make sure that there's no question about where this coin can or can't be. You see, we're in regulatory mud right now. And I think the people from VV have been working with regulators for about a good year and a half to make sure that this coin can be put on the proper platforms, can be put on Coinbase, and isn't at risk of a delisting. I was talking to someone and they were like, why isn't it on Binance? And I'm like, you have to also understand, Binance lists everything. They list every single coin that there is. And the coin that essentially has partnerships with Disney and Marvel and all these other companies, it is going to be on every cryptocurrency exchange. But I assume that the people from VV are working to make sure that they have, they're looking for a, what's the classification? a utility token. If you have looked into anything that Vivi has done, if you look at everything that they say that OMI, the token, will be used for on the Vivi app, it is as a utility. And this also gets it away from the classification of being a security. It's a very important classification. And this is what I think that they're going for. So we will see it on a lot of places. And also shout out to that guy on Twitter who has 169 million OMI. I was chatting with a friend. The previous all-time high for OMI was 1 cent. I believe that at some point OMI is going to hit $1 a coin. This is my belief. And I was telling my friend, I showed him the screenshot of the guy who has 169 he has more now, 169 million OMI. And I was like, when that coin hits 10 cents, that's $16.9 million. It's insane to think about, but I'm hyper bullish on OMI. I'm always trying to accumulate more. I think it is a great project, and that's my personal opinion on it. Also on the list is Bitcoin. This is, if you're not bullish on Bitcoin, you're not paying attention to everything that's happening around us. The halving is coming up. The supply keeps dwindling. The amount of Bitcoin on crypto exchanges continues to fall, regardless of prices. And prices falling as well. I find it very fascinating, the amount of people who continue to say weird things and or don't believe in Bitcoin, despite it being the #1 coin and has been since the very beginning and will continue to be so. We've heard that there are multiple countries who are using Bitcoin actively for trade, for imports and exports, who are mining Bitcoin, who are adopting it as a reserve currency. And how you could have any doubt about Bitcoin's future is just very odd to me, especially when it is extremely clear to me that this coin is going to be around for a very, very, very long time. And I hope that this solidifies itself in people's heads when we have the next Bitcoin halving, because I think a lot of people just have not been paying attention, and I don't know why. I do hope that you have all enjoyed. I do hope that you all are having a great day, great morning, great afternoon, great evening, wherever you are, wherever the heck you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and or supporting. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.